all things have context.
Mm-hmm.
So I think about the story of David's wife, Saul's daughter, the one he married, Michal.
Yeah.
And they came from capturing the ark that had been taken by the Philistines.
Mercy.
And it's funny because like she is looking in this window, and like she's missed everything that happened. Like, man, they walked the 7 paces. They made sacrifices.
Come on.
The sacrifice was accepted. The ark is finally coming home. And this is after, remember, the situation with Uzzah. Where Uzzah touched the ark, fell dead, and then they had to just leave the ark.
Yeah.
And like,
stopped in their tracks.
And in David's mind, like, this is finally the consolidation of the kingdom. This means God is with me. Mm-hmm. And like, man, in his exuberance, David is like dancing. He's leaping. Like, and it's so funny because she's missed everything that led up to that moment. Yeah. And now this moment just seems obscene and performative and unnecessary because she's just lacking the context. She's looking at it in a window.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Life can be fast-paced, strenuous, and flat-out overwhelming. Life transitions and taboo topics can make it hard to catch your breath. Welcome to Breathe, a podcast that enables you to slow down, get your bearings, and engage in real conversations where no topic is off limits. Breathe is presented by Breath of Life, hosted by David Person and speaker-director Pastor Deblier Snell.
Boom!
What's up?
What's up, gentlemen? How y'all feeling?
Here we are, feeling good, Pastor. Feeling good.
Yeah.
It's been good.
Pastor Deblier Snell, Pastor Kirk Nugent.
Hey, man, it's good to see you.
And Dave Person here with you for another episode of Breathe. We really, as you can tell, we really enjoy doing this podcast.
Absolutely.
Yes,
and we really enjoy hearing from you when you stop us in various places and tell us that you watch or you listen.
Absolutely.
We appreciate your support and thanks for hanging with us.
Mm-hmm.
So today, this episode of Breathe, we're talking about jumping to conclusions.
Jumping to conclusions.
Jumping to conclusions about people and situations and circumstances. What brought this to your mind?
That's a good question. I just think that by and large, whether it's in relationships with spouses, kids, friendships,
Don't do that.
or even just in our larger discourse,
Yeah.
I think that we're seeing a lot of just relational destruction. I think unnecessarily.
Yeah.
Because I think people may kind of see where they perceive things as heading or taking statements or a text message or just the way things look. And I just think we jump to conclusions before kind of letting things run their course.
Yeah.
And I just
Let it
think
play out.
I think it's creating a lot of unnecessary tension and stress in church and homes and families, so on and so forth, across the board.
The scoop culture has permeated even our regular relational norms, if you will. And in order to get there first, to be the first to post, to be the first to you kind of have to get to a conclusion. And so that's what I've seen, and that's what immediately jumped out to me was like, man, people, you've got to ask more probing questions and allow that thing to settle. Man, you when you talk about those who are part of the the news conglomerate, if you will, whatever, the industry, which was very investigative, very factual. People paused before getting something out because they wanted to make sure they understood all sides.
Right.
That thing is gone now, man. It's like, man, people, you're on CNN and they're like, yeah, we saw on Twitter. And I'm like, wait. What?
Right.
Twitter is the source.
Yep.
No, I think, so this is the age we're in, man.
And so in addition to scoop culture, it's just kind of clickbait culture.
Clickbait culture.
So, like,
there's all of it converging. Yeah.
There's an older person that I love. And so, people would just put anything on social media as a headline, just get you to click on it. Well, they don't really read articles. They just whatever that headline was, and they'll take it as the news and gospel, and they'll be saying, this athlete or this actor is, they're this, and they have an open marriage. I'm like, where did you get that from? Like you can't just be out here saying that about people, or just running with it, But that's what was that was in the headline,
The WhatsApp forward, it's my enemy, man. I can't tell you how many times I've said to family members, like, y'all, you can't keep on forwarding these. Man, but did you see? I'm like, it's not even real. And it's my wife is a big fan of Snopes.com, SNOPES.com, and they fact check, they debunk, Mythbusters as they. And you throw it in there, almost 99% of those forwards are on Snopes.
On Snopes,
when I used to be in another phase of my professional life, I was a newspaper columnist. And the thing that I can tell you about the way the newspaper operated was I could write a column.
Yep.
But I guarantee you there were about 4 or 5 people that column had to go through before it got in the newspaper. My immediate boss, my colleague on the editorial page, the editor of the paper, the publisher of the paper who was like the CEO. And then actually there's a 6th person, a copywriter. So there are like about 6 pairs of eyes
that went through that thing.
Would scrutinize. And if they had a problem or they thought I was off in some kind of way, I was going to hear about it.
You're going to hear about it,
Now, there were times when maybe that was a little uncomfortable or a little frustrating. But I'm going to tell you what. It was the best system that there was.
There was some check and balance.
Absolutely. And I say to people today, whether you're writing, whether you're doing a podcast, whatever it is, everybody needs an editor. And what I mean by that is another set of eyes, another set of ears. So that,
speak on it,
that it's not just you going from your brain to your mouth or to your fingers on the keyboard.
Or to whatever decision you're about to make based upon said information that you're looking at. And I just think that just the willingness to pause. I guess that's the admonition, is to be willing to let some things play out.
Agreed.
So, because I think there's a verse, and we've talked about it in different podcasts, where in 1 Corinthians 4, Paul talks about, verse 5, he talks about judging nothing before it's time. And I just think that there's a lot of wisdom there. And there's some times where I just think we all jump to conclusions. I had a situation here recently at the house where it's so funny because like sometimes your own conscience betrays you, right? So like, I'm trying to go into too much detail. Those kids, I can't talk about them anymore. So I have to talk in generalities, They're that age. I can't preach about them anymore. It's just like, but anyway, so, one of them had their room door closed. And I know they had access to their device at the time. Now, again, I'm never going to stop parenting and just kind of investigating and making sure I'm aware of what's going on. But like, so what happened is so when I was a certain age, a closed lock door to device kind of meant a certain thing. You know what I'm saying? It was just kind of like, I admit wrong. Darkness, evil was, I'm trying to keep something from my parents. I need a wall. I need enough time to switch the channel. I have a device, but switch the channel or whatever it is. I was trying to watch what my parents watching. And so I ain't gonna lie, I completely jumped to the conclusion. Like I come in like all paternal guns blazing, right? And it's so funny because like my child, at this point, and maybe they switched it faster than I could detect. But like they just playing their game. I had on the television watching the game like right outside of the room. It was kind of loud. They closed their door. I'm in there loud. I'm yelling at the television, so on and so forth, And so as far as I could see in this instance, I ain't gonna be a sucker, but in this instance, right? In this instance, I think I jumped to a conclusion, and I did, but I did apologize and kind of say, all right,
I love that.
My bad, you know what I'm saying? That I was doing the most
in this instance,
as y'all say, in this instance, so on and so forth. But I just think, probably prudence would have said, let it play out. Maybe ask questions before you assert an accusation, so on and so forth. But I jumped to a little bit of a conclusion.
Yeah. When I was getting into coaching, hey, I feel like you got a story here.
I'm chuckling.
I'm reminiscing.
There's some of that going on too. But I'm also thinking just about your kids are at the age where they're like, Dad, would you stop preaching?
That's it, man.
Stop using us in your sermons.
That's it, man. Yeah, man.
But it's good stuff, man. It's
good stuff.
That's what I'm saying. Listen, I'm of the opinion.
I'm like, guys, y'all are part of the gospel proclamation process.
Home, man.
Yeah.
No, but when I first got into coaching, that was a switch that I really had to make around that corner of asking questions. And I've just found, even if the smallest of questions, it doesn't even have to be probing, but for somebody to say something and then for you to state it back to them and just ask why, man, you can get so much more information, much more context. And sometimes the original assertion that I may have held after that first answer is completely obliterated by the time I get to the second or third. And I'm like, oh man, I was about to run in a different direction altogether. So that is one of the reasons why I just believe questions with an eye towards not correction or anything else, but I genuinely want to understand is really will help you from avoiding jumping to conclusions.
And it's funny because there are times where things are as they appear.
This is true.
And then there's just some times where things are not as they appear. Funny story. I'm not going to call her name, but so I remember this was probably about 6 or 7 years ago. No, this actually may have been about 8 or 9 years ago. So long and short of this story, and y'all know the person I'm talking about. She may see this and laugh. So she's good friends with my wife. So the long and short of this is Gianna and I were getting ready to go on vacation. So Gianna, she puts her hair in braids for the first time. She does it with a little bit more regularity now. So she put her hair in braids, and it's a very different look than how she normally looks. So me and Gianna are going to Dillard's, and you know that part of Dillard's that's underneath the little underneath the garage.
Okay.
So we're walking into Dillard's, and so it's kind of funny. In my peripheral vision, I kind of feel somebody kind of like marching alongside of us. And then all of a sudden, she kind of like pops out. And she's like, Pastor and Gianna, it's so good to see you guys, And so she finally confesses, like, she thought Gianna was someone else. You know what I'm saying? Because the hair, she had never seen her hair with her hair like
popped
that.
Out.
It popped out. But
wow.
And it is funny because I ain't gonna lie, she was all team Gianna. Let me be clear, But
who is this?
Yeah, right. You know, she was, listen, and we not even mad. She was looking out for her girl that day, right? But the good thing is, like, and we all kind of laugh about it now. But like, she did not jump to a conclusion, start firing off a bunch of text messages or. Guess what I just saw? She was enough of a friend, really, to both of us, to kind of say, let me at least make sure I'm seeing what I'm seeing. So on and so forth. And it is funny because we all laugh about it. But I'm saying, if from a distance, that probably looks a certain way.
Yeah.
But if you kind of let it play out, or gather a little more information, or kind of let it run its course, you kind of see, okay, it's not exactly as I saw it.
It can be a funny story now. Because
it could have been tragic.
Oh, it could have been tragic. It could have been.
That's right. So that's a good point.
Wow.
Well, the old folks used to say, and I'm gonna have to probably not use a word that comes as a part of this phrase.
But
the old folks used to say, when you make assumptions, you make a donkey out of you and me.
And me.
Right?
And
I think there's a lot of wisdom in that.
A lot of wisdom in
that. Let's not assume. Let's verify.
Let's verify.
Let's not trust what we think. Let's make sure we know.
And can I say this? Because there's a part of the body of Christ, and I've seen this in pastoring for many years, who just, I don't want to say what they say, or they feel, or they are convicted God has given them the gift of discernment. And it is this gift of discernment to be able to hear what's not being said and see what is not obvious. And really what it has done in some ways is caused some people, and I'm not going to say they don't have the gift of discernment, but some have become very judgmental in the process. And see, this is the thing about discernment. Discernment probably does allow you to see things a step ahead. But discernment is not the right to jump to the conclusion. Discernment still says,
so good,
I let it play out. I'm discerning it, but I still let it run its course. Unless, like, I know somebody's going to be harmed or some great tragedy is going to be the result of me not engaging. But like, even discernment is God giving you a heads up. Discernment is God saying, pay attention. Discernment is God saying, study this. Discernment does not allow you to preempt or to bypass the process of kind of letting things run their course, because what it will wind up being is premature judgment in some instances. And what judgment is, discernment is where I allow the outplaying of circumstances. Those are confirmation. But we want to walk around like prophets as if we know all, and God has given us all. When the truth is, God just kind of said, pay attention, study, be thoughtful, be prayerful, and seek Him on how to engage.
That's good.
Yeah, we're not omniscient.
We're not omniscient.
Yeah, we're not omniscient. So we may think we know what's going on, and we could be completely wrong.
And can be completely
wrong.
Yep. And so I just think that
nothing worse than finding yourself in a scenario where you jump to a conclusion and you were completely in the wrong.
Or you have this, whether it's marriage or friendship, person feels like they know you, and you start a statement, and they start responding to something you hadn't even said yet.
Sheesh.
Because they have already decided they know what you're about to say. You see what I'm saying? You've already jumped to a conclusion. I'm just
I know
like,
what you're gonna say.
You don't even know what I'm about to say. What am I going to say?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Kind of thing. You know what I'm saying?
You changed it.
Yeah, right.
You changed it.
Right.
It's crazy stuff, man. It's crazy stuff.
So I just think, and we've kind of said it in the previous episode, you got to be quick to hear and slow to speak, and slow to become angry, slow to jump to that conclusion. Because I just think it's a destructive habit. And even if they say what you're going to say, or they do what you anticipated, that's not your time to go and say, I knew it, It's kind of your time to extend grace in that moment and still figure out a way to reconcile.
Can we just go ahead and just say directly, when we are jumping to conclusions to be right.
Yeah.
That's about ego.
That's ego.
That's ego.
That's the word right there.
That's it.
That's all it is.
To be right.
To be right.
To be right.
I'm not interested in your wellness.
No.
I'm not interested in your outcomes.
Nah.
This is so I can pat myself on the back and kind of affirm my own brilliance in some way, shape, or form.
And give me license to then look down at you and say, you peasant.
Yeah, that's it. That's what it boils down to.
Elevate myself.
Mercy. As you were talking about the discernment piece of it, I feel like sometimes God will allow you to see more as a precaution for you. Maybe you might have some of the issues that is playing out there, and God's trying to give you a warning sign. Not for them, for you. So when I hear you say, pay attention, study, see how this plays out, I'm looking at it from the perspective of, don't go down that road.
Right.
This might actually be something you have a bent towards. And that's how it plays out. So be on guard, be watchful, be mindful in your own situation, because you could find yourself in the same space.
Yeah.
So not to be right, but but see it from a perspective of, man, but for the grace of God, that's me.
And all things have context. So I think about the story of David's wife, Saul's daughter, the one he married, Michal. And they came from capturing the ark that had been taken by the Philistines.
Mercy.
And it's funny because like she is looking in this window, and like she's missed everything that happened. Like, man, they walked the 7 paces. They made sacrifices. The sacrifice was accepted. The ark is finally coming home. And this is after, remember, the situation with Uzzah. Where Uzzah touched the ark, fell dead, and then they had to just leave the ark. And like,
stopped in their tracks.
And in David's mind, like, this is finally the consolidation of the kingdom. This means God is with me. And like, man, in his exuberance, David is like dancing. He's leaping. Like, and it's so funny because she's missed everything that led up to that moment. And now this moment just seems obscene and performative and unnecessary because she's just lacking the context. She's looking at it in a window. And I'm not talking about this in the context of expressions of praise, but I just think if you wind up just looking at people's life in a window, not knowing anything in their journey that led them to this moment, whether it's a moment of weeping, a moment of joy, a moment of weakness, a moment of poor choices. Like, and it's funny because like what we do as people, we like to take pictures. God makes movies.
And
there
you go. That's nice.
Life is a motion picture. It's not a still. And I just think, man, we kind of have a way of just kind of locking people into these moments and forming assumptions around this moment, not realizing that everybody has a story and a journey.
Here it is.
And I just think if you're a believer, you've got to believe in motion pictures as opposed to just images.
As the great gospel artist C.C. Winans once sang, you don't know the cost.
You don't know the cost of the oil.
That's exactly what I was thinking.
So you don't understand my tears because you don't know the cost.
And
I think a lot of times that's what it is. We're jumping to conclusions. We're making assumptions based on our experience. Forgetting that, this person doesn't have our experience. They have their experience.
And there are just certain things, that God has not really put before us. It's so funny, a routine part of my life is funerals. And, we love to kind of make assumptions and jump to conclusions about who's going to be saved and questions around who. And I just remember there's a person who died around, I guess without saying too much, circumstances that were not clear in terms of the death. And it just made people question and kind of say, well, I guess, they probably, because this was the decision they made right before they died. And I'm just kind of like, and it's funny because one of my favorite writers, Ellen White, she makes this powerful statement. She's just like, man, God doesn't judge us based upon one occasional good deed or one misdeed. It's kind of the overall bend and trend of life. And it's funny because like this person was coming to conclusions about this person's salvation, their eternal wellness based upon really at best mysterious circumstances, unknown circumstances. And I guess sometimes let's be willing to live with some mystery. Let's be willing to live with some unknown. If God has not revealed it, let's stop inserting our opinions, our thoughts about things that God has not revealed. I mean, truth is, it's going to be a lot of surprises in heaven. I mean, you just, the truth is we don't know. And so I just think we can say by faith, based upon, But I just think at the end of the day, the issue is jumping to a conclusion. Especially where God is not giving you revelation, prophetic utterance, then let's just be still with it. And let God be God.
I love that.
I love it. Be still. Let God be God.
That's it.
Stop jumping to conclusions. Stop. Stop. Pray. And breathe.
Breathe is produced by David Person for Breath of Life. Executive producer is Debliere Snell. And sound engineer is Kirk Nugent. Audio episodes of Breathe can be found on Apple, Spotify, or Google Podcast platforms. For video episodes and extra content, check out the Breath of Life YouTube channel. Breath of Life is faith-based content, resources, and programs from a contemporary urban perspective for those looking for hope and guidance. We believe that every breath we take is a testimony that God is consistent, that He loves us, and has a plan for our lives.